Hi, I'm Dion from Generations BGW, and we have Alvin here, a retiree, and we just want to ask you some questions. By the way, guys, Alvin is my dad. Love him so much. And so
Yeah.
Alvin, I'm all giggly. Alvin is retired from Los Angeles Police Department as well as the U.S. Coast Guard. I'm gonna let you. It's hard for me or weird to say Alvin, so Dad. It's You can kind of give everyone your background, and then we'll talk about retirement.
Oh, okay. I worked for the Coast Guard for 20 years, from 1969 to 1990, and then in the interim of being with the Coast Guard, I went and joined LAPD. So I was like a double agent for with the Coast Guard and LAPD. I got injured with LAPD in 1990, and I had to subsequently retire, which I did, and I've been retired since then. And I have my own company, Private Investigations, and I've been doing that for about 30 years, since 1992.
Nice.
Huh?
I said nice.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I've been doing. And, staying active, and got a lot of joy out of doing private investigations. And as I said, I'm still licensed and still currently seeking clients.
Good, good. So you're semi-retired, retired from all those employers, but doing your own business.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the whole purpose in this meeting really was to talk to our younger generation about retirement. Sometimes when you're trying to get to a place where someone has already been or already is there. So it's kind of like if I'm in a place and you're trying to get to me, normally you take GPS, but if you don't have GPS, it's kind of helpful if the person that's there tells you how to get there, right? And then if there was a detour or a roadblock, you would say, hey, don't go that, 710 or that 110. They blocked this off. Go this way, right? That's Los Angeles freeways for anybody who was wondering. But anyways, the whole point is to talk to the young people about retirement. So in your retirement planning, were you thinking when I retire, I want to make XYZ money, or were you thinking like what was your thoughts around retirement while you were working at the Coast Guard and LAPD?
Well, my thoughts were, like I said, I had to retire from LAPD because of an injury. So that was a sudden shock, and I hadn't quite retired from the Coast Guard yet. I hadn't received any Coast Guard retirement pay as of yet. So when I retired from LAPD, I had to also retire from the Coast Guard. So it was like a shocker for me. So I was like in paycheck shock,
Right.
because
So you didn't plan it.
I didn't plan it, and all the money that I was getting just thought it dwindled. It dwindled down into a retirement, and that was like lowball.
Got it.
So I had to learn to live by faith, and learning to live by faith, and things started changing. Retirement got a little better, then the Coast Guard retirement got a little better, but that took that took about 10 years.
Good that you mentioned that. You had something unexpected happen, and so a lot of times people plan something, because I had a gentleman and several people tell me they don't plan to retire. And so it's funny when people say that, because I think about that and think, well, did you plan where you are right now? Did you plan anything that actually happened, right?
Right.
And so like you said, you went through that and you're okay and work and you operated out of faith. Some people don't have that as well, but it worked out. So you are able though to sustain in the situation of the unexpected retirement.
Yeah.
Your livelihood.
Yeah.
Right. So what would you tell a young person that, let's say in their 30s, because LAPD and Coast Guard are all places where you can retire and they're going to pretty much give you a check at the end, right? Pensions and things like that.
Right.
So the fact that you have that though, what would you tell a 30-year-old person that maybe works a job or an entrepreneur as you are, right? So you know how entrepreneurial works. You don't have that pension. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to make sure that they have all the pension goals lined up, knowing where the income is going to come from. Once that income that they're making stop, knowing where the income is going to come from and how much is the income is going to be.
Right.
You need to know that.
Right. And so because they're 30 and they may not have a pension, right? They just have whatever money they're bringing in, right? They may not even pay into Social Security as an entrepreneur.
Okay, like I didn't pay into Social Security either because the type of jobs I had didn't take out Social Security.
Okay, did you know that in the beginning?
Yes, I knew that, but I wasn't concerned about that, because I wasn't concerned about retiring.
Okay.
So that wasn't a concern of mine, knowing that, they're not taking out Social Security, so I'm not going to get Social Security. So, that was the least of my concerns.
Got it. So you knew that you weren't going to get Social Security in retirement. You were depending solely on pensions.
Yes.
Got it. Now, I can't ignore the fact that you said, you had to retire unexpectedly. Because I thought about Generations is having this app that comes out that helps people with a financial foundation. And literally it talks about emergencies and how to set up an emergency fund and how to set up retirement. And as you said, just kind of know where your retirement is going to come from when retirement does happen. And when you have an emergency such as a loss of income, like an injury where you have to retire, where do you think that, or how do you think that would have benefited you back then?
The whole social media would have benefited me then because I would have been looking at more into, additional incomes,
right,
and investment opportunities and stuff like that. So I would have been involved in more chains where I can invest, where I can, put money into certain things and have a guarantee coming out.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. So, and I guess you already said the young people know where your retirement income is coming from when you do decide to retire, right? And then were you familiar when you were in your younger years with 401ks or IRAs, or did you understand how those strategies worked?
Yeah. In fact, I was just thinking about that. We had an income network that you could put money into it, and then they matched the funds. We had something like that, but then I was just so strung out with bills, I couldn't even invest in that.
Got it. Good point, right? Because that's a lot of people right now saying they can't afford to pay into their retirement or plan for their retirement because they have bills. Do you think that knowing what you know now, would you have found a way to pay into retirement?
Oh yeah, yeah. Knowing what I know now, yeah, I definitely would have been. I would have been, steadfast paying into a retirement, so I
Right,
could have had, monies for emergencies.
right. And retirement income, as you stated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So any other thing that I didn't ask that you feel like a young person, the whole point is for the younger generation to review this and say, this is Alvin's story, and maybe learn or pick something up from it to say this is a real life story. What can they take heed to? So if there's anything I didn't ask that you want to add, feel free.
Okay. Well, I didn't have a mom or a dad where I could have just went and lived with my mom and dad. Once my retirement happened, my unexpected retirement happened. I had a mortgage, and I had a problem paying the mortgage. I had to end up filing bankruptcy. I had to end up move into an apartment. So you need to uh, to stop all those windfalls. You need to make sure that you have a reliable income coming in, and knowing what that reliable income is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just be spending and buying jewelry and clothing and all that stuff, and not investing, put your money where you can rely upon it. You can, to take care of you.
Right.
So
That's very good. Very good. Okay, well, that's it. You guys heard it from Alvin yourself, and this is a retiree's outlook. So, so much appreciated, Dad, you coming on here and giving your story. And I feel like a person that has reached retirement definitely has a story that should be told. So, thanks again, and well, I'll see you tomorrow, but everybody else, see you on YouTube. Bye bye for now.
Okay, bye.